interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Good evening, good evening. What is going on? It's your boy Chap with Chap. This your boy Chap. This is the last episode of the year. And if your kids see me this late, it's time to put the kids to bed. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am waiting for my guest to show up. My guest doesn't show up on time. I have an open chair. So, for the time being, what's good? Let's talk. What's going on today? Anything? I want to talk about breaking news, but I want to keep the show, running as smoothly as possible. So we're just gonna keep it rolling. What is good today, everybody? My guest Nigel Carrington should be on shortly. Hopefully, we should get this thing rolling. What is good? What is up? You're about to see me tap dance a little bit. So we're gonna go on, let the show roll. All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? This is Chat with Chat. You know what? I'll do this. I'll do what the comics. New segment I'm gonna bring to the show, especially going into next year. What the comics is basically I find an obscure comic book. I don't want to say it's scary, but just something I read recently, and I suggested you guys should check it out. So this week's first annual What the Comic is, until my guest shows up, is, ladies and gentlemen, The Holy Roller, by Adam Sandberg, Rick Reminder, Joe Trockman, Raugenbrowski, and Moreno Denuncio. Hopefully, I pronounced those names correctly. The Holy Roller, man, seems like it's pretty good. Yeah, I know me. I'm a sucker for vigilante comics. I'm a sucker for all types of that. So his artwork is pretty good. The storytelling is pretty, decent so far. I think issue 2 is either on its way out or is already out. But definitely check it out, man. It is getting to the point where it's setting up like the old 80s, comics and TV shows and movies and stuff like that, and it's pretty good. I suggest y'all check that out. Another one that I wasn't able to add up on here is check out Danny J's Quicks, Ace Blade. Check out Kyron Silver, Sob the Lightning Wielder. Check out Javon Stokes, Heat and Strong. Check out Gerald Goodwin's Kairu the Kaiju Slayer. Those are all my guests that were here. Kyron wasn't on yet. Kyron will be on January 8th, 2024. But check all those out. That is the what the comic section of the show. Waiting on my guest, so I'm gonna just do a little bit of dilly daddling. We got one viewer. Chat with me, one viewer, until my guest arrives. Throw a comment at your boy. Need some interaction, what's his face? Once again, Nigel Carrington, CEO of Star Skill Studios, should be on his way shortly. Hey. Man, so you already know I'm about to talk about that Jonathan Majors things and like the breaking news. Yeah, y'all should already know. Y'all should already know how the show is gonna go by now. You feel me? So, but definitely check out the What the Comic to my one viewer. New segment to my guest arrives. What the Comic? Where I suggest comics that came out recently or just obscure or just not a lot of people are talking about. Check out the Holy Roller, man. Check out the Holy Roller. Pretty good comic so far, man. I think issue 2, I gotta read issue 2 if it's out or coming out. Check out the Holy Roller. My guest should be arriving shortly. Let me see. What I need a reminder for? But yeah, definitely check out the Holy Roller. Okay. Oh man. Do. One viewer, no comment. That must be a Twitch viewer. That gotta be. Or somebody that's know me that's watching on like YouTube or something. And you're like, you're cream. I wish. Two viewers. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Waiting for my guests. I never planned on to be, doing some, dilly dallying till a guest arrive. But hey, contingency plans I got to work on for next year. Last show of the episode. I hope everybody have a great holiday coming up. I can't wait. I got 2 more days of work and I'm off, baby. I am off. Uh, let's get this show on the road. Nigel, where you at? You about to give up your spot? About to give up your spot, cuz it's gonna be a group chat up in this mug. You know what? I'm feeling festive. Let me do that. There you go. I guess that's like the little Christmassy joint in the bottom left hand corner. I'm gonna do that. Holidays. Feel a little festive on today's episode. Nigel Carrington, where are you at? They call that man the Island Schwarzenegger because he called himself Island Schwarzenegger because he's swole and he work out every day. That's why I made the special time for him. You know what I'm saying? He had to go get his swole on. So, waiting on him 6 minutes in. Was good. I would tell y'all a joke, but I don't feel like getting canceled every live. That's a good joke. I told it to my coworkers today. It was hilarious. 7 minutes, 2 viewers. And I commented, what's up? Yo, what if one of these viewers is like Danny and he just like wrapping books up in the background because he's just trying to get them views in for me? Danny, if that's you, man, you know what I'm saying? Comment or something. Excuse me, y'all. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all. Shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. For in case y'all don't know, right? Nah, I'm gonna stick to my Bible. I'm gonna stick to, keeping comics because I was gonna say go Bills, but I didn't want to, overload, this with sports, especially if you're a Cowboys fan or anything. So go Bills. And I didn't want to overload my show with this because this is Chat with Chat where we keep the comics, man. Man, didn't want to say that. Go Bills. I got 4 people and no comments. This is embarrassing. Waiting for my guest Nigel Carrington, man. Nigel Carrington, man. Come on, brother. He's seen the message. He should be on the way. So hopefully while he's on the way, you guys are just sitting with me while I chit chat. While I chat. There you go. Nigel, turn your camera on, man. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. Nigel, turn your camera on. About to add you to the stream to the show with a black screen. Why I can't see nothing? All right. You know what? Bump it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I bring to you a mentor, a man of the people, a man of many creations. And when I say many creations, I'm talking about many creations. To list off a few, he is the creator of Anthill. He is the creator of Gun. He is the creator of Hair. He is the creator of Guardians. He is the creator of, what was it? Black Man, White Man. Okay. This dude is a creative genius. He let the juices flow. He always come with the new idea, something fresh, something different. His latest book, his very successful Kickstarter, The Scarlet Ibis, is on its way. Issue 3, I believe. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Nigel Carrington. Nigel, turn your camera on, man, and your microphone. Oh, there we go. Hold on. There we go. Nigel, turn your mic on, man. We can't hear you. Still can't hear you, brother. You might have to put some headphones in. We can't hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, have a little bit of technical difficulties right now. Let me see. I'm gonna remove this one. You doing this on your phone, Nigel? Give me a thumbs up if you're doing this on your phone. Let me get a thumbs up. Okay. You turned off the camera. Nigel's left. He's gonna come right back. We have technical difficulties right now, but he will be back. Need to get that microphone working. Let's do it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let me see. All righty, back. Let's see. Mr. Caddington, now you're with us. We got a black screen, Nigel. We got a black screen. Hold on, guys. Help my man real quick. All right. Okay, look like Nigel will not seem like he won't be joining us this evening due to technical difficulties. So we have an open chair. So open chair, open chair, open chair. If you would like to come on, just hit me with the thumbs up in the chat. And I send you I send you the link. Look like we have a open chair right now. So hopefully you get that figured out. If not, we have officially have my very first open chair of the season. So you want to join in on chat with chat? We can keep it rolling. We can freestyle this episode. All right. First open chair. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to get it figured out. Once we get that figured out, we'll just keep the show rolling. Let's see here. We will talk about comics, breaking news in comics. And the first thing of breaking news, we have, well, the big pop of breaking news, the coolest channel. Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate it, brother. Let's see here. The breaking news is obviously Marvel drops Jonathan Majors. All right, let's see. Hold on. We got picture. Let's see if we got sound. Nigel.
Yo,
Yo, finally. What is
yo,
good?
you can hear me?
I can hear you, man. Can you hear me, brother?
What? This is crazy, bro. This
Uh,
is crazy.
my man Nigel. My
Yo,
man
but look at
Nigel.
it. Look at it, right? Look at it. Look at it.
What's up? Those
Look
red
at it.
hats. I see,
Look
brother.
at it.
Okay.
I
The
got the
matching red.
memo.
Yeah, I see you got the memo.
Yes,
I
sir.
see you. I see you. What's going on this evening, brother?
Yo, I'm good, brother. How you been? How you doing?
Man, doing good, man. Doing good. Glad to finally have you on. Let's get this
Yeah.
show
Yo,
on the
everybody, sorry
road.
for the technical difficulties. I'm an old guy, all right. So I had to do the Teddy Riley, the first Teddy Riley event on the show.
Got you,
Right?
got you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I see what's going on, man. But listen, man, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, this is Nigel Carrington. Like I said, I gave this man list of all his accolades, the creator of Ant Hill, the
Mm.
creator of Gun, the creator of The Guardians, the creator of The Scarlet Ibis, the
Yep.
Nancy, and
Yep.
Hair, and so
Yep.
forth and so forth and so
Yep.
forth. So, Nigel, like we do with our guests, we start the show off with the verses. Okay, I
Okay.
show you a verses. We don't answer right now. We talk. We have a little chit chat, and we answer later. Okay, and comments if you hear, spam the chat. Who you think gonna win? So tonight's verses for the last episode before the holidays, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's verses is the Viltrumites versus the Kryptonians. Okay,
Mm. That's a good
Viltrumites
one.
versus the Kryptonians. Okay, we will answer that later on in the show. But I'm about to pick my man Nigel's brain a little bit. So, Nigel,
What's up?
man, what's been going on with you, man? Tell the people that don't know, man, like who you are and what you're about, man. So just bring
Okay.
it to us. Talk that talk.
First and foremost, man, I want to say that yeah, I'm really proud of what you're doing here, Kev. This is good.
Appreciate it, brother.
You know what I'm saying? One of us had to do it, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad it's you, man. You know what I'm saying? You're doing your thing,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
right?
Thank you.
Uh for people who don't know me, right? I came to upstate New York in 2000. What year was that? 2017. No, sorry. Well, I'm saying 2007. Um, when I came to upstate New York, I created a book called Gun, right? Took it to, I know you're chewing up the anthill. Let me see if you have it. All right. So, yeah, we're going to use that. All right. So, I created a book called Gun. I always wanted to create a comic book, right? Always wanted to create a comic book. And one day I was like, you know what? Let me just do it. Created a book called Gun, drop it off to a couple of the local comic book stores in Rochester, New York, give it out for free, you know. And then I was well right. It was received pretty good. So after I did that, my brother Nicholas went to Buffalo, and no, it wasn't Buffalo. He went Syracuse, and he
Mm-hmm.
dropped it off at a store in Syracuse, right? Which was what's the name of the store? It was Jeff Watkins' store, right? And he was like, "Oh, my brother did this." So I was like, "You know what? Let me go to Buffalo." So I went to Buffalo and I dropped off copies of Gun at Queen City Bookstore. Met a guy named Emil, and then he was like, "Here, what? I'm gonna, hand these out, right? And I'll let you know how to do." So he handed them out to people who was going to the store, and he told me, he was like, "Yo, is have a lot of guys who got the book and was like, yo, who did this book? Who did this book? I want to see the person who did this book." He's like, "Could you come to one of my shows?" Right. So I went to one of his shows. By that time, I wanted to do a other book because Gun, um, it wasn't as diverse as I wanted to make my portfolio. You know what I'm saying? It was really geared towards like a black audience. It was like really heavily geared towards a black audience. So I was like, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to diversify my portfolio. So then I did Ant Hill, right? That's the cover that Kevin showed you guys before, the white cover, that book. Took it to Buffalo. Everybody liked it, at the show because it was a full done comic book and a lot of guys wanted to do it. And they was happy to see that, somebody actually came out and do a book and stuff like that. So did that book and I was like, let me just keep going with it, right? Until, you know, in my head, I was thinking that, somebody will discover me and I'll be this big, sometimes, you dream, you have big dreams for stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
did another book, brought it to the show again. Everybody liked it again. Then after started to go to different Comic Cons, throughout North America,
Okay.
um, and people liked it. Then, I wanted to do something different, so um, to I didn't want to be boxed in with the Antil story that I did. Right, everybody when they see me, they was like, "Oh, here we go, Nigel coming again with Antil. What else you got?" So I was like, "All right, let me dive into other book." I did a book called The Guardians, right? Christian adventure saga book, right? About these angels battling demons and all that stuff, right? Yeah, so I did that book. It was received pretty good too as well. And then I was like, all right, so the formula that I'm going with is doing 3 issues, right? And the effective formula that I found was to do 3 issues of a particular title and then jump to another title and jump to another title and see which one sticks. And whichever one stick, then I'll start working on that title all the way through, like I did with Antil,
Okay.
right? Um, but in the process of doing that, right, every time I do a 3 issue book, I started to get bored and was like, all right, after 3 issues, I want to do something else. So I just started creating all these different titles, right? And that's how I came up with
Mm-hmm.
all the separate titles I have. So I have, you know, um, I think it's like 9 or 8 different titles, and each of them have like their own. They have like 3 issues in that title, right? And then after each title, what I normally do is to compile it into like a graphic novel, right?
Okay.
Um, so that's why it seemed like I have all these titles out there because every time I do something, I get bored and be like, you know what? I want to jump onto something else because I have all these ideas in my head that I'm trying to get out in a space of time, and it's just only me by myself
Right.
working, right? So that's how I came up with all these titles, and that's just a little bit about myself.
So,
Mhm.
like, what do you feel that you are? How can I put it? Because obviously you have a fan base for each of your books, right?
Yeah,
Do you feel that you're doing a disservice to your fan base, like you dropping a new book and you kind of like not go because I see your method.
yeah.
You'll drop a few books, but then you won't go back to like the previous story, and you
Hmm.
might have grown a fan base to that. Like, how do you like tackle that as a creator when you just have fan base of like just certain style of books or stories that you told?
Man, Kevin, to be between me and you, I'm still trying to learn how to do that because I would like to have like, because my idea was for it was to do a title, then get an artist to work on that particular title, an artist and a writer, and then
Mm-hmm.
move off of that title, and then keep going like that. But my thing is now is that what I might have to do is that I'll have to backtrack and start creating different issues, right, for
Mm-hmm.
each one of those books,
Right.
right? So I might have to go back to Antil and try to do an issue for that, right? Then go back to here and try to do an issue for that, and then go
Mm-hmm.
back to
Right.
to complete that story and say, hey, by issue 6, right? Then I'll end that arc, right, and end
Mm-hmm.
that story, and that's it for that story,
Okay.
right? So I'm still trying to work through how to go about doing that effectively.
So, but Anthill, as of right now, I mean, unless because I know you do, like you say, you do 3 issues per story. Anthill is the most books you have of, right? Correct. That's like 18 issues you got of Anthill,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
For a lot of people that don't know this, right? I find it funny that a lot of people that say that they always want to catch me at 12 or commend me at 12. I'm secretly trying to catch Nigel, who has 18 Anthill books. Like, if I get 19 Afro Avengers and he's stuck at Anthill, then I've
Yeah,
won. I've won. If
that's
you
good.
ask,
That's good. That's good.
if you ask me, I've won. But I'm trying to
That's
low
good,
key
Kev.
catch.
Yeah,
I'm trying to low key catch Nigel, man. Like,
yeah,
Nigel's
yeah, yeah.
been in my corner. He's been a
That's good
mentor.
competition to have,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, he's been in my corner
Yeah, and then
for
the one time I see Kev get to 19, I'll be like, fuck this. I'm gonna drop another 18 issues
for real, man.
of
That's what's
Antil.
up.
Yeah, I might stick to that book and just keep going.
Just keep
Yeah,
going. that's
yeah.
that's what's up. But let's get into breaking news, man. This show, like I said, this is Chat with Chat. We keep the comics, and this is comic related. And the biggest breaking news that we was talking about that I was talking about that came up today is Jonathan Majors got dropped from Marvel, man, after being found guilty, man, for those assault charges. And
What?
yeah, so it's like now here we are. It's finally here. We saw it
Jeez.
coming from a mile away. We thought he was gonna get away, get free, but clearly not. Um, 2 questions. A, do you have any thoughts on it? And B, how do you just feel about the Kang character in general, most likely being changed from what the MCU is doing?
Oh man. I don't know how I feel about that, man. That's crazy. What about um the Flash guy, right? Well, Miller, that Miller guy, Ezra Miller.
Oh, Ezra, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Come on, like, you see what I'm saying?
yeah. Nah, that I see
it
what you
looks
mean. I see
it
what you
looks
mean.
it looks bad, man, because now we have, you know, I mean, Marvel and DC is two different companies, right? But
Right.
this guy did like all these like atrocious things, and like he's still there as a Flash, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not fair world, man.
I honestly I felt that way too, but I said this maybe a few episodes back. I can't remember if Ant-Man Quantumania would have been like $1 billion home run,
Mm-hmm. They would
they'd
have picked
they
him.
they'd have figured that out.
Yeah.
They'd have figured that out. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel could be a no tolerance type of place where they wasn't gonna tolerate it no matter what. But I think if Ant-Man would have did like Infinity War numbers, they'd have figured it out somehow. But I mean,
Yeah, I feel so too.
I think at the end of the day, I think I saw it coming more than people was like letting on, even with the video of him running from the girl and stuff like that was released and
Mm-hmm.
all that. Like but I just something told me, I said they gonna make an example out of him. Like
Yeah, it's over.
it's over for him. It's over for him, man.
Yeah.
But Godspeed to Jonathan Majors, man, and hopefully he, what I'm saying, get right with how he gonna get right and just handle it how he gonna handle it. But
Yeah, no, that's
next topic on hand. We got a movie coming out. I didn't think I was gonna be able to talk about a movie coming out, but Aquaman comes out, I believe, this weekend. So, what are your thoughts, Nigel? Have you liked Aquaman? Are you over with it? You done with it? Like, you waiting for DC new thing?
I never liked Aquaman, man.
Right?
Never like. I mean, when did Aquaman become cool?
Aquaman, listen, here's the thing,
Uh-huh.
right? a lot of people was gonna jump on the Jason Momoa shit, but Aquaman, if you reading the comics, like especially like after that,
Yeah.
right after that new 52 era kind of kicked off,
Mhm.
they kind of turned Aquaman into a beast. However,
Mhm.
a lot of people of mass media remember Aquaman as being the punchline from the old Super Friends cartoon. So
Yeah, that's how I remember him. Yeah.
it's
So
tough to bounce back from that.
yeah, I
And
mean, like he was always like the wimp in the freaking Justice League. Like nobody ever
yeah,
wanted to be Aquaman when you was a kid. Like, you know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, I don't know. That's how I feel about Aquaman. But
I
you
mean,
know, I have some Aquaman fans out there be like, "How dare you?" Like,
of course. I
you
mean,
know.
me personally, Jason Momoa, especially with the DC EU, DC, whatever you want to call it this time, is happened to the DCU right now is Aquaman do like $1 billion. That's the worst thing that can happen to him. It's like it do like big baller
Mhm.
numbers. That's the worst thing that can happen to him. And hopefully it
Why
don't,
you say?
so they can
Why
move
you say
forward.
that? Why you say that?
Because James Gunn is starting a whole brand new thing. Hate it or love it,
Yeah.
he only bringing on the projects he technically worked on, like Amanda Waller, Peacemaker, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he wants a fresh slate, which is fine.
Oh, okay.
But Aquaman was like the last one where like it made $1 billion and was a decent movie. It
Yeah.
wasn't like no real controversy. It wasn't no director's cut. It
Situation.
wasn't
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah, it was just like a straightforward, hey, pretty decent, and it made the bucks back. So that's why I said the worst thing that can happen to him, especially if he got a new direction for Aquaman in the future, is that this movie
Do
hits
good.
a home run,
Yeah.
do
This
good,
movie do
which
good. Yeah. Because
which I don't.
wasn't he supposed to play another DC character? Was it the
A
Superman?
lot of people,
The
a lot of
Superman
people
villain.
say
What's his name?
Lobo. Yeah, Lobo. A lot of
Lobo.
people say Lobo. I see it. I definitely do see it, but it's like that was, say what you will about Zack Snyder, that was one of his best casting decisions because if you was gonna add Aquaman, you had to add some type of coolness to him, and Jason Momoa brought that to Aquaman
Mm-hmm.
for for the average fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I do see how he should be and he could be Lobo.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can definitely see that and understand that. But moving on, you
Mhm.
just had a successful Kickstarter, dude.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Thanks for all the help, man, and all the support. You know what I'm saying, Kev? Like
Listen,
that cover that you did, bro. That
yeah,
Frank Miller
man.
joint, that was a beast.
I tried, man. I tried. But for the people that don't know what's going on with your Kickstarter or the Scarlet Ibis, excuse me for eating candy.
Yeah.
Tell the world what the Scarlet Ibis is about, man, because it's a great story. This is probably one of
Yeah.
for me at least, one of my favorite stories next to the Anansi story.
Yeah.
And I'm being biased here because I wrote that.
Yeah.
But tell us about the Scarlet Ibis, man.
No,
What's the
here's
Scarlet Ibis
definitely one
about?
of my better books, man. Everywhere I go, everybody tell me, yo, that's the one. Everywhere I
Mhm.
go, I gotta see how I can incorporate that with all my other joints and stuff like that. Cause here's that sugar and everything. If I put here and everything is gonna fly. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
Kevin definitely right about that one. The
Right.
Scarlet Ibis is basically um a book about a guy who is disabled and he became one of the most powerful figures, right, to protect the nation where I'm from, Trinidad and Tobago, right? And he becomes the patriotic figure of Trinidad, being the Scarlet Ibis being the national bird of Trinidad, right? So it's kind of like if Batman was mixed with Captain America or something, right? How
Okay.
would that look like? The character got ALS, right? Every time I do a book, I always want to do a book where it could deal with a topic that people don't normally speak about, right?
Okay.
So my comic books could stand out from every other comic book that I read, right? In the book here, it was about cancer, and Nancy was about mental illness, and Scarlet Ibis is about a guy who had ALS, right? Because I always want people to take away something from a book other than just cool action or interesting story, you know.
Mhm.
Um, always want my book to speak to somebody, right? So my books to speak to somebody. That's why, I created that particular book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why Scarlet Ibis? Was it just well, did you feel like you was basing the book in Trinidad, so that was like just something you felt like people would recognize? Did you just feel like that was a cool idea? So like, why the Scarlet Ibis, like that? Why that symbol?
Um, that's a good question. Why that symbol, right? Where I'm from back home in Trinidad, a lot of times when people do comic books, right?
Mm,
They do comic books and stuff that kind of like folklores, right? Trinidad and Tobago, right? And nobody tried to do something more original, where it's kind of like how, um, something other than a folklore character, right?
mm,
So I just thought that I would try to, do something that haven't been done as yet, and created a character that, um, is like how Batman is or Black Panther is, you know.
mm.
That's what I try to do with that. That was my thought pattern behind that, but I don't think it was anything else,
Okay.
further than that. Yeah.
So, and obviously, the Kickstarter was for the third issue, and you're going to compile it into like a graphic novel,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
So now you told the fans, you told people that's watching that the third issue is usually it before you move on to the next one. So for the fans that is watching, Nigel, third issue it
No,
seems like
no,
it's
no with
done.
this book. No with this book, because for the past couple of weeks I became
Mhm.
Nigel Carrington, the writer, right? So I
Ah,
haven't
okay.
been drawing as much, right, like I
Mhm.
normally do online, right? Because what I believe is that, for me to access that part of my brain where I become a good writer, I need to kind of, suffer the other side where I'm a good artist, right? So I'm
Okay.
focusing, deep into the story, into the lore of the, being in Trinidad, into, the characters, watching a lot of, movies, TV shows that I like, the Invincible joint. I find that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Robert Kirkman, shouts out to him. He's like, one of the best, you know, um, to me writers that's out there, Scott Snyder and them guys, So I was studying a lot of that, and I just diving into, making the story have like some extreme cliffhangers and
Mhm.
stuff that people don't see coming, right? So this here is not the final issue of Scarlet Ibis. Are trying to go up to at least issue 9, right,
Oh, okay.
of the book, and then I might stop the story at issue 9, right? That way
Okay.
I'll have like 3 volumes of, Scarlet Ibis. Right. So
Okay.
yeah.
S- So what do you feel brought on like this kind of renaissance to continue with? Was it just the writing you was kind of coming up with was like becoming better? Did you feel like you was like
And I just
growing the story a little bit more?
yeah. I just think that people will be tired of my shit. They'll catch on and be like, damn, we're not gonna buy no more of his books because he always stop at number 3. Right.
Right,
And
right, right,
then I
right,
was like, damn, it's a long time I ain't really created issue 4. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And at issue 5 and at issue 6. I forget that feeling ever since I did
Yeah.
until way back when. Right. And
Hmm.
that was a good feeling to like, hey, issue 4, issue 5, issue 6, issue 7. I'm pumping it out and feeling that, hey, I'm saying I'm getting better at this character, getting better at this story. Right.
Right.
So that's a feeling I haven't gotten in a while. So I was like, yeah, why not? What I'm saying, before I jump into anything, let me, dive down into that. And then I always have like, people pulling my attention to this story, that story. Oh, I want to work, hey, could you help me work on this? Or you could help me work on that. And,
Right.
I have a lot of writer friends, like the same guy that did Black Man, White Man for, he always want to work with me. So, I have people pulling my attention here and there. But I was like, you know what? Let me buckle down and do issue
Mhm.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then jump on to
Right.
something else. Right.
Okay. I mean, I definitely understand that,
Yeah.
man. Because like I mean, because I'm wondering when we gonna get a next issue of Hair.
Yeah.
I mean, I get I get that question more than I get stuff about Afro Avenger. I'm just
Yeah,
saying. I'd be like,
no, 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 because yeah,
you gotta ask nicely.
Kevin always setting me up with that. So I'm gonna try to see if I could juggle that, because here is a book that we really need to work on, because it have a lot of potential,
Right.
a lot of potential with that book. And Kevin, I think he wrote up to what issue was 7 or something like that by now.
I think I got you up to like 5. You did 4.
Yeah,
Because we didn't get to, spoiler, we didn't get to like the next big bad that she was going to face yet.
yeah. So
You cliffhanger before we basically got that first
yeah,
visual of
so issue 4, we did up to issue 4. I brought out issue 4, right?
it.
So I want to do 5 and 6 of that book. You know what I'm saying? But I
Right.
mean, I'm juggling so much freaking books. I didn't even know why I did that, man. I come to think about it.
Man, I mean that's why I'm like, man, hell,
Yeah,
Nigel it'd be a machine, man, because you be pumping out different stories left and right, and then I gotta commend you for it, because like that's, for me, that's tough. I'm so head focused on Afro and want to complete Afro to a certain extent before I move on to the next thing, and it's like it's just tough for me to do. But I do, you know what, I do have a question. I've been wanting to ask you this for years.
yeah,
And it's like, now it's like, I kind of got you on my show. I can ask you this.
yeah. Ask me whatever, man. Ask me whatever.
Why do all your characters transform? It's like every
Mm.
single character you have like transform. Is that just like your niche? Is that just something like you just think is cool? Do you just feel like
Explain when you say transform. Explain exactly what you mean.
like all your characters, I say maybe except for the Guardians, but even then they kind of got like a human form. They always transform. Nobody just puts the suit on. That's why I created hair how I wanted
Oh,
to
okay.
create it. They always like transform into like they
I
superhero
don't
form.
know. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't even have it. But that's a good observation. Like, and then somebody else observed something. It was like, why all your characters always sick? You know what I'm saying? I think Carrie told me that. He
Yeah.
was like, bro, all your characters have a disease or something like that. What's up with that? Like, I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know why I do that. Maybe is is the honest true answer about it with
Mhm.
that. I always like characters like that, so I just do what I like. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Absolutely.
even with the Scarlet Ibis, he started off as he's a guy that put on a suit, right?
Mhm.
But then
Mhm.
as I went along, I was like, damn, that's not really cool enough. I want to see like his suit growing on his skin and all that shit. To me, it just seemed more cooler that way.
Right.
You know,
Just a cooler aesthetic.
you know what I'm saying? And of course, because of people like Spawn and Venom and
Mhm.
some of the characters that I go for,
Mhm.
none of those guys actually put their suit on like they do, you know. But
Right.
I really had to look into that, man. I always,
That's
always,
why
always
that's why I wrote hair how I wrote it, man. I'm like, yeah, man, she just gonna be
yeah,
regular,
put a suit on, yeah,
yeah, just put some clothes on
yeah,
and that's it.
yeah.
But you said something. Well, I guess this question is
Well,
like,
here's a character, none like that. You said I don't have no characters like that, so here's one,
yeah, absolutely.
right?
So
Yeah.
definitely. But
Mm.
where did Ant Hill come from? Like what is the combination of was there like a combination of characters that like created Ant Hill? Was it just a dope idea that you had?
All
Because
my characters is a combination of characters that take from characters that are out there already. All
okay,
my characters, and I get a lot of flack for it. People always come to me like, "Damn, you stealing this guy, and you stealing that guy, and you stealing," right? So all my characters, what I normally do, I normally look at characters that I like, right, and take a little bit from all of those characters, and then put them together and to make one character, right? And me and my brother said that a long time ago. It's like, if you take a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you put it all together, and then it'll become a different character. Then when I started looking at other characters, I saw that in each character that's out there that people think is original is always a combination of other little characters that inspire that. You know what I'm saying? We could go on, I'm saying Deadpool is, Dead Stroke from right DC,
Mhm.
right? And
Right.
then Spawn is Batman and Spider-Man and Venom, right? So
Right.
I mean, like, the list goes on, right? So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just it with that. Yeah.
Let's see. So for some
Mhm.
reason my comments is not popping up on here, but I do got a couple Facebook comments. Let's see. I loved Corny Aquaman by Aaron. Ha, Jason Momoa, Lady's Dream. Momoa was Amber Heard's shitty in his underwater bed. That cover with fire. It was. That's Brad. This is Kenji. Can you not see the comments? No, Kenji, I couldn't see the comments for some reason. I'm looking at it on my phone right now, being very unprofessional. Let's see. Merry New Year. Yo, Aquaman 2 fire. Get Kenji on while you wait. Oh, there he go. Yeah, darkness. Oh, yeah. It was just talking about the technical difficulties. I appreciate all y'all watching. Thank you. Kyron, I got you on in January. And yeah, Holy Roller. Yeah, thank you, Brad. I was wondering when Holy Roller came out. But
yeah, but hold on, Kevin. I didn't answer that question. What? Sorry, I didn't answer. So Anthill is Spider-Man, right? I would say is the Guyver, right?
oh, absolutely, yeah.
The
Yes.
Guyver is what else is what else? I don't know how came up with the concept of his Spawn too. I would say Spawn, like the movie Spawn, the movie version of Spawn,
right.
with his antennas going in and coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is, sorry, I mean to cut you off, but that answered that question. So
No, you good, you good. Right. But speaking of Spawn, I don't know if you ever watched this show, Nigel. We at the part of that show where we play a game on here called Is He Your Favorite? Ladies and gentlemen, like always, I send the guests of the show a questionnaire where I ask them who their favorite superhero is, and they tell me, and I quiz them on said superhero. You know, because you got a lot of posers out here, a lot of people who claim they super fans and they know everything, and everything there is about certain people. So I'm
Yo, hold on, wait. Disclaimer, right? Disclaimer for everybody out there, right? I am not a real like comic book fan and all that stuff, right? I want to say that first. When I do my stories, is basically because I'm more of a movie fanatic than a movie buff than a comic book buff, right? So if you ask me anything about any comic book characters, I might slip up and say something. You know what I'm saying? I might even be able to answer it all the way, right? So that's just my disclaimer. Right?
You know what? For the first time ever, we got somebody making a disclaimer, but that's okay. We don't do that on this show, Nigel. Disclaimer, no disclaimer, dog. This is how it goes on Chat with Chap. I'm gonna put you on the clock. We got 30 seconds. The clock starts after I ask the first question. We got 5 questions. Is he your favorite? We got Nigel Carrington, Spawn. It's a 3-way tie of people that only made it to getting 3 right.
Okay.
Let's see where Nigel stands. I'm gonna start the clock after the first question. Got 30 seconds on the clock. Ready? All right. What year did Spawn debut?
92.
Correct. Who killed Al Simmons?
Chapel, right?
Correct.
And Priest.
Correct.
Yeah.
What is Spawn's suit made of?
A symbiote is a demon, female demon. I forget what's the name of the female demon symbiote.
Okay. I'll take that. You know what? I'll take that. How tall is Spawn? So you had 3 already. How tall is Spawn?
I want to say 6'2".
Correct.
What? That's what? Okay.
Spawn, number 5. Spawn wife's daughter name is who?
Oh shit. Einhorn Cyan. Go ahead.
Correct, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The man with the disclaimer got all 5 right. With 3 seconds left on the clock, got all 5 right, ladies and gentlemen.
I really thought the questions was gonna be really, really in depth, but that's basic.
Hey, you never
every
know.
Spawn fan should know that shit, man. Come on now.
You'll be surprised how many people don't. You'd be surprised how many people don't.
I told you I was gonna ask all the newer stuff, like what is this guy and that guy, but all the older stuff.
See, that's the trick, because a lot of people do know more of the newer stuff than they know the original stuff. So that's why. But my man Nigel Carrington came through 5-0. The new listen, hey, He did it.
This is
So
nice. I like this. Yeah.
with 3 seconds left on the clock. So now the new record is you got to get it with 5 and faster now. The Magic got it with 5. But
Good.
we are close. Unfortunately, we are close to the end of the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Damn.
you know, we are close to the end of the show. So, Nigel, for all the people that's watching Chat with Chat right now, tell them where they can find you, find your books, and you know, order more Anthill, Scarlet Ibis, The Guardian, Gun. Tell them where they can find you at.
All right. First and foremost, I just want to say that this is one of the best interviews I've ever had.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely had to say this. And I hope your stuff grow, man, because you're doing a good thing.
Thank you.
Really good thing.
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? I know it would grow. You know, all right. So you could find all my books on my website, which is starskillscomics.com, right? Is star with 2 R's, right? Skillscomics.com, right? I know starting to put all my books up on Amazon. So we had the Scarlet Ibis, right, on Amazon this week, right? So you could get issues 1, 2, and 3. Also, you could also find my stuff, or you could even hit me up on my social media and say, hey, you know, I'm saying I like your work. You know, could you send me a couple of your books, right? And where else could you hit it up? Get it at? You don't have like some websites where I sell some of my merch on and stuff like that too. You could get it off of there too as well, right? Some of my merchandise and stuff. And other than that, wait until I bring out the next, you know, Scarlet Ibis Kickstarter. You know, hopefully I'll bring one out next year. And yeah,
all right.
Independent grind, Kev. You know it.
Oh, I already know. Y'all can find me at Kevin Chapman /Afro Avenger on Instagram, Twitter /X. Also TikTok, man. Just and follow my new page, Chat with Chap on Instagram as well, man, to get the latest updates. This is the last episode of the year. Next year we will be starting off strong. We'll be bringing Kyron will finally join us January 8th, but this is the last episode of the year. And I hope everybody have a happy holidays. But like always, I end the show with words of wisdom. Like I said, I'm not a vet in this game, but I've been in it long enough to give words of wisdom to anybody that's listening. So today's words of wisdom is perseverance, man. When you think your idea is bad, trust me, someone else has already been there where you at, and they still continue. Right? There's a lot of ideas that people, you know, thought was corny at one point and they kept going. There's a lot of things that people have put out there where it may not be your flavor, but they still did it. And just for the record, just because somebody put a book out, it is not sunshine and rainbows. I've said it before and I said it again. Putting out a comic book is like going through a military obstacle course, dog, and hoping to hit the finish line. Okay, so please persevere. You got an idea, put it out there. And the best advice, anybody always asks me for advice, find a fan base and cater to that fan base first, and then that fan base will grow and will grow and will grow, and you will have a plethora of people coming and clamoring for your books. And just persevere, stick with it. Trust me, it's not easy. It's not easy, man. It is not.
It's not.
It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the people that can't take critiques. It's not for the people that get easily offended. It is not. So persevere, stay strong, keep drawing, keep writing, and do what you do. Yes. I'm Kevin Chapman. That's brother. Michael Carrington. I want to wish everybody out there a happy holiday.
Yes.
Happy New Year. Stay safe. Stay prayed up. Do what you got to do. We are out of here. Peace.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Kevin. Take